Hey everybody, Dev here, and today I have a new army strategy to show you. Today I am departing from my traditional bowlers for a little bit, and I'm going to enhance it with some witches and a few more golems. So I'm going to be showing you GoBoWi. Yes, GoBoWi. This is a new strategy for me. It's been rattling around a little bit, but it looks like it's quite fun. Now, before I show you that, I'm actually going to show you a replay from my bowlers. And this will set the scene. Okay, so you're faced with a base like this, and when you're looking at my army composition, I've got a queen walk in there. So my plan was to try to clear as much of this as possible, knowing my queen could also reach across and take this out. The idea would be to clear off an entire edge, maybe get around the corners a little bit, drop my jump spells in this region, drop my jump spell in this region, get into the core, rage it up, smash, 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 and then look to see what else I can pick up for percentage. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it at double speed so we've got some more time for the other stuff later on. And you can see that the queen walk does go the way I want it to. And I'm dropping some spells. But the issue I have here is that the queen walk actually takes up quite a lot of troop capacity. And if you're dropping a couple other troops and some spells like a rage, etc., you're in danger of setting off that, you're in danger of setting off that eagle artillery quite early on, which is not ideal. Now the queen's doing a great job and she's picking up these buildings and making sure that I've got a nice clear pathway. Bit concerned about this building down here, this wizard tower and the storage. That is actually two critical buildings I needed to take out because you can see, you're about to see my bowlers go around the corner, so to speak. So once the queen ends up going down, it was send in the breakers and then send in the jumps. And here's the main force, and then the eagle artillery starts popping off straight away. And luckily my golem is ahead, and so is my king and my picker. And then rage up, and you can see that the bowlers go left and through the core, which is great. They do their job, they smash the core out. And it's actually down here that I'm starting to get some of the interesting points. So you can see the golem with the bowlers right behind. The golem's moving nice and slow, so the bowlers proving to be an effective meat shield. Also you can see that with the giants and the wizards on the other side. And this was what interested me the most about the GoBoWi idea, is that the witches can get in behind those bowlers and the skeletons can then get in front, which distracts the defense. Hang on a minute, have a look at that wall breaker logic. Why are they going there? Why wouldn't they go here? I have no idea. Anyways, so once that golem goes down, life gets a bit awkward for the bowlers, and they end up getting picked off by the expo. So my idea was, or my rationale behind this was, with the witches, the skeletons offer a bit of defense, not necessarily a meat shield, but certainly a distraction value, and I should have been able to pick up some of those buildings. Now, the funnel could have started down this side here, with the witches, and also on this side with the witches, and then drive the rest of the crew through the middle. I'm about to show you that with the GoBoWi idea. Before we do, the numbers. GoBoWi, you can see second line down, we're looking at under 200k pink, which is quite cheap, but we're looking at 6.6k dark, which is not very cheap at all. As a matter of fact, it's very, very, very expensive. And I'm only able to do this because my heroes are now at max, so I'm not actually grinding to try and get some DE. Down below you can see my bowler army, very efficient. Okay, it's a bit more expensive in the pink department, but certainly a lot less expensive in the dark department. So I'm not going full-time GoBoWi just yet. I'm actually going one on, one off. So I'm going bowlers, then my GoBoWi, then bowlers and GoBoWi, just to keep my resources at a reasonable level. So the first one I'm going to show you is my very first GoBoWi attack, and believe it or not, it was a success. Hooray! And what I mean by success is it was a complete 100%. So let's look at this base for starters. This is what I would call a mid-Town Hall 11. We've still got some Town Hall 10 defences. This person's bringing the Expo up. They have, however, got the major defences, as in the Infernos and the Expos up, and the Eagle Artillery as well. So looking at this base, what I would have done with my bowlers or my queen walk at the start was perhaps maybe target these buildings, try and get a wall breaker in there, then another wall breaker, or maybe using one of my jump spells, just to try and get at that eagle artillery. But because I didn't have that luxury, before I get into that, once I cleared that area with my bowlers, I probably would have gone giants and wizards over here to really cut that funnel and then drive my bowlers through here. So the GoBoWi is about to do the same thing. I guess the real difference is that I'm not using wizards on the side anymore. I'm actually using them in the main force in case there's any CC troops. So here comes the first lot, and starting that funnel off, nice and patient. The idea would be to drop some of these buildings so that the main force doesn't get pulled off course. And a jump spell there so I can still access the eagle artillery. Now the eagle artillery has started up. I haven't dropped any of my witches yet. It is targeting the golem. Now I dropped my weaker golem first, and then my other golem came in after that. So there's the targeting. Okay, the bowlers are able to reach across, smash that eagle artillery, and then here comes the CC troops. You can see them boiling out of there. This is why I have the wizards in the back. Also the queen goes in directly behind the king and warden in order to help out. So a poison spell on them, and then hopefully your queen deals with any CC troops and your king as well. So over here, the witches have been dropped, and they're starting to deploy their little Larry skeletons. And my bowlers, through the aid of a jump spell and a free spell, the warden ability, then the free spell, you can see they're absolutely destroying that core. Now that is as per normal with my bowlers, but the interesting thing here is over here I've got witches and I've got bowlers, and not even that wizard tower. Okay, the wizard tower's just taken out a group of bowlers, but once it starts locking onto those skeletons, there isn't anything it can do. The witch can reach over and shoot it, and then the rest of these bowlers that are coming up behind here, they're the ones that are doing the damage. Now through the core, it's been absolutely decimated, and some of my bowlers have splintered off the side. Okay, they're doing their job in the core, but the real news is up here. Take a look at what's happening. These skeletons are running far ahead of the bowlers as hoped, and the bowlers are chucking stuff over the walls, and the witches are chipping in as well. So all in all, fairly successful. Now, a couple of these buildings are down, but those point defenses were taken one skeleton out at a time. The witches have been buffed. Their spawn rate of the skeletons has increased. Okay, so they are going to be in the fight more often, which is awesome. You can see that wizard tower, the splash damage is the real danger, but in the end, those skeletons just pull that wizard tower's fire away from the side, and then all my other bowlers and things just come up and crush it. Okay, so this is quite cool to watch. Also, you've got to be careful. Your phone does lag, or my phone did lag a little bit once you get, all your witches up and running. And you can just see here that I haven't taken any casualties apart from those little Larry skeletons, but then again, no one really cares about them. I will admit this base was quite weak because of a lot of the upgrades were happening on the defensive buildings, but as a first run, this was a pretty encouraging a pretty encouraging hit to make. Now, there's only one building down here, and it's the warden, so we'll speed up. And look at that, I've got 4 witches and it looks like 3 bowlers and my warden left. And a pretty good haul in terms of resources as well. So buoyed by that, I decided it would be good to carry on. Okay, and this one here was my next one. And I'm still trying to figure out what type of base I can and can't hit with this. So my thoughts here were, if I was to drop witches and bowlers here, and then witches and bowlers here to start my funnel, I should be able to drive my main thrust of about 12 bowlers through and try and take out that eagle artillery. So bowlers and witches 1, 2, 3, bowlers, witches 1, 2, 3 up in the top corner, you can see. Okay, and they go into town. They are clearing the funnel almost straight away. That archer tower doesn't have any anything that it can do about it. And same with the archer towers over there. Made my jump path, misclicked, didn't put the jump in the right position. I was actually hoping for between the air defense and the eagle artillery, and you can see there the phone does lag a little bit. And once you get into the core, the secret seems to be to keep raging them. Keep raging those bowlers, keep raging those heroes, get through, take out the CC troops. Just having a look here, we can see a minion, and we can see, looks like 3 baby dragons. This appears to be the most effective defense at the moment. Works really well against Laloon, and it seems to be working well against my troops there. But because I got the heroes, I got the warden, I got the king, I got the queen ability about to pop, I can actually hit that town hall now that the eagle artillery has gone down. And we're making some good progress, except for around the top side. When the witches go down, it does make life of the bowlers a bit sticky, as I mentioned, and so this attack will peter out, but I did manage to grab a good 2 stars. Won't get anywhere near the amount of dark I wanted to, but it seems as though the kind of base this doesn't really like is sort of that half and half. It likes ring bases and the GoBoWi, and also likes a lot of smaller compartments, but the medium-sized compartments, I'm still trying to figure that one out. I think that perhaps maybe they don't like that one too much, with the defences tucked in deep. Too deep for the bowlers to reach over. Okay, so just to completion, we've got 1 lone archer up there just pinging away, ping, 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 and splat. But again, you can see just how easy it is. It is a bit of a spammy attack. It is a bit of a herp dirt no brain. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show you here is a 79% 1-star attempt. And this is a base design that is fairly common. I've seen this quite a lot at Town Hall 11. This one is slightly different in that these pods are slightly larger. And this is what I was talking about by having the defences back in a second row. The bowlers can't quite reach those, so perhaps maybe this person has encountered a few GoBoWis before. The goal in this particular attempt was take out your eagle artillery. Seems to be the best way to go. You want to neutralise as much splash as possible, and try and make a path in to take out the town hall. So I start off this time with a jump, and then driving in some heroes, try and get some of that stuff out of the way. Probably should have put golems down first. Double deployment of the bowlers and double deployment of the witches, and what's going to happen is the witches and bowlers are going to curl around this side and curl around this side, and I hope that half of these gentlemen in the middle here would come through and start raging out that core. So I get some going left, some going right, and some up the guts, which is what I'm after. Okay, the heroes do a good job of pulling the bowlers in, and a jump, and then the king's in there, and then it's just a matter of where do you put your freeze. You put your freeze on that single inferno, naturally. Just taking a look around the top there, you can see the bowlers and witches doing a great job in taking out that top left pod and that top right pod, and through the core as well. So we've still got the golem, and having the golem in front is always going to be useful. Single inferno locking onto the queen, need to pop my ability, there she goes, and then she reaches across and starts taking out that inferno as well. Right, now she's able to come round. She's not able to hit that town hall, which is unfortunate, but she is able to take out that archer tower and then start pinging away on the dark, which is useful. But what you can see through here, this is the good stuff about the GoBoWi. Bowlers and witches and Larrys all running in, and the point defences really have no chance. Once they start aiming for those skeletons, it's just a matter of the bowlers sneaking up and crushing. This is what you're actually after. Okay, you can see there. And even the one mortar doesn't seem to be doing much. It seems to be going for the skeletons rather than the witches and the bowlers. So we'll finish by speeding this one up to completion. Like I said, this is my first time out with it. I've only done 3 attacks, and so far so good. In terms of raw power, this army looks very, very promising. Perhaps it could be used in a war situation where you really don't really... when you're going for all the stars you possibly can. I do think I need a lot more practice with it. I don't think it's as straightforward as herp derp and just spam everything. But hopefully you'll be able to see just what kind of bases it can and can't work with. Alright, hurry up Larry's running out of time here. You're not going to break through, but I'm just watching that animation because it looks kind of cool. Very good. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed this one. This is, like I said, my first one on GoBoWis. I hope to do many, many more. Quick tour around here, what's going on. Still doing my walls. Got most of my archer towers and cannons done. Okay, if you like this one, you know what to do. As always, Dev out.